Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 8 of the 30-day meditation. It's a beautiful Sunday morning here in Connecticut. Looking forward to going biking with a friend later today after I do my meditation this morning. So I'd like to start off sharing a little bit about an experience I had yesterday driving home with my wife. We were listening to an interview with Tom York, who is the singer from Radiohead. He's one of my favorite singers and one of my favorite groups to listen to. And he was talking about how he became a singer and how he kind of perfected his singing abilities. And he was talking about learning from people like Bjork and Neil Young. And he talked about at a certain point, he learned to focus on the point between his eyebrows and start to listen for the music there. And at a certain point, he would just start to hear the music and the words to the music just coming to him. So he was kind of like a channel that was channeling the song through him. And my wife said, "Man, it sounds like he's meditating." And I was like, "Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing." In yoga, they talk about mantras having 3 levels. So the first level of a mantra is chanting it out loud. So it's saying hum sa, which kind of helps you to tune into the mantra, learn it, connect to the energy of that mantra. And then at a certain point, like we do in our practice, we start to chant it in our mind. So again, we're still using our will to chant the mantra hum sa, which is a little more powerful. And then finally, you can listen and hear the sound of the mantra without you having to use your will at all. Kind of is just there, which is the most powerful form of a mantra, but the most challenging to tune into. So as we practice today, you can play around with that idea. If you're having trouble focusing your mind, it's helpful to chant the sound out loud. And then when your mind becomes more settled, you can chant it in your mind. And then finally, see if you can let go of your will and just try to hear the sound of hum sa. And your breath will kind of naturally make that sound, hum sa, hum sa. Another experience I had this week that kind of connects to this is one of my clients was talking to me about the 10-second hug, which I thought was a very cool idea, something that you can give a try. They were saying that, I know for me, sometimes when I get a hug, I'm kind of resistant. And then after a few moments, I start to relax and accept the hug. And almost anyone, if you're hugged for 10 seconds, you're going to relax and release into that hugging experience. And I think it's the same for things like mantras or meditation practice. As you connect to the sound of the mantra, can you connect to it for longer than a few seconds? Can you really stay with it for about 10 seconds? In yoga, they call it dharana and dhyan. Dharana is the ability to focus on something. So in this case, let's say it's the mantra sa, hum, and the lotus flower. That's called dharana. And then dhyan is the ability to stay with that focus for an extended period of time. In this case, let's say 10 seconds. And when you do that, that's when you start to experience the meditative state. Just similar to a hug, you begin to merge and connect with that person in a very relaxed, open way. And when you get a hug from somebody that you love and you trust, it feels very relaxing and safe and empowering. Similar with our practice, if we can let go into our practice and stay with these mantras and these visualizations, it's similar to a hug. At a certain point, you'll start to merge into it. So I'd like you to play with that idea as we work with our practice today. And on that note, let's get ready to meditate sitting on our mats. Getting comfortable on your seat. So you can probably tell I sit with my legs crossed. This is called easy pose. If this is uncomfortable for you, feel free to sit in a chair or lay down. This practice is designed to be practiced in any position. So the important thing is to sit and be in a position that's comfortable to you, so you can let go into the practice. And as we do to start practice, to further relax, we're going to use our breath, breathing in And as you breathe out, try to relax and release any tension in your body. As you breathe in, connect any emotional states that might be stressful or intense. And as you breathe out, try to relax and release them. And finally, as you breathe in, connecting to any mental stress, mental chatter. And as you breathe out, try to release that mental chatter. And again, let's connect back to our body, which helps to ground us. Taking a breath in, connecting to the body, noticing anything that needs to be released. And as you breathe out, relax and release. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart. As we chant the sound of Om to begin our practice, breathing in. Om. As we now connect to the lotus of our heart, center of our spine, behind our sternum. And connecting our breath to the movement of a golden lotus flower in our heart. Breathing in with the sa sound. And breathing out with the hum sound. Find your breath, using the mantra to find the rhythm of your breath. Allowing the breath and the mantra to focus your awareness on the lotus of your heart. And if you get lost in thought or distracted by anything else, you can ask yourself, where's my breath? Where's my mantra? Where is the lotus? And look for it, connect to it. And once you find it, as you continue to breathe the humps of breath, see if you can stay with the sensation of the lotus opening and closing. Like a beautiful, comforting hug, staying with the gentle movement of breath and the opening and closing of the lotus in your heart. Surrendering to it. This is the watchful breath, as we totally surrender to the experience and allow it to embrace us. Comforting and relaxing and soothing us. And further visualizing yourself shrunk down to a miniature size to fit comfortably in the center of the lotus flower. As the lotus blooms around you, sa, and closes like a gentle hug around you. Its golden embrace as you breathe out with hum. Find your breath. Find the mantra, connect to it. Find the lotus of your heart. Connect to it and surrender to it. As it opens and closes naturally with the rhythm of the breath. As we now move into the willful breath, the willful breath helps to dissolve any habits or patterns that can block us from surrendering to our true nature. I invite you to begin to match the rhythm of your breathing to the sound of my voice, chanting the mantra, beginning with breathing in with sa, breathing in, holding for a moment, hum, breathing out, holding for a moment. Sa. Hum. One last time, breathing in. Sa. Hum. And allowing the rhythm of your breath to return to its natural flow. So again, watch and observe your breath. Find your breath. Find the mantra. And find the lotus of your heart. Surrendering to it as you become the lotus of your heart. And taking one more breath, breathing in with the sa breath. Breathing out with the hum breath as the energy grounds. Feeling it move through your body, grounding yourself into the mat. And taking a few moments to rest in the stillness, to connect to the presence. I invite you to bring your hands to your heart as we close our meditation with the chanting of Om. Breathing in. Om. And slowly begin to open your eyes. After you're done with your practice, it can be nice to bring your feet out, have your hands behind you, and shake out your feet. Bounce them a little bit. So you let the energy circulate through your body a little bit. So have a beautiful Sunday, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday morning, 7:30 for day 9 of 30-day meditation. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Be well.